Welcome back, family, to the Team Ohana Back Issue Book Club. I'm Greg,
And I'm Rich.
and I'm in Rhode Island,
And I'm not.
live from Road, Georgia.
Road Georgia Island.
Georgia Island. I like that. Um, yes, I just finished attending Rhode Island Comic Con, and I'd love to make another uh, debrief report video like we did for GalaxyCon that one time.
Cool.
I'm actually required to because that's what it took to get the press pass. I got to put something within a week. They said
You
so.
got a press pass for that?
I did. Yeah. I
Oh,
applied for it, and I said I'm part of a channel that has over 1,000 subscribers, and they accepted the application.
very
So
nice. Very nice.
I tried to spend a lot of the weekend, taking more pictures than I'm not very good at pictures usually, but I was taking more pictures, more footage, and as much as I could, so I could make
Awesome.
a better video. Yeah,
I look forward to seeing that, man.
yeah. Um, so this week we read Kanan 1 through 6, which is the first half of the 12 issue.
The last,
Uh,
the last Padawan. I think there's two different Kanan series.
is there? Okay, my fault.
That's okay.
Kanan the Last Padawan. Um, yeah, and it kind of explores the background of how Kanan or Doom.
Caleb Doom.
Yeah, I forgot his first name. Came to be.
Hmm.
Um, he was a cocky little snot, a little bit.
Well,
In the,
canon wise, this is supposed to be between season 1 and season 2 of Rebels.
okay, so did you feel like it added to your coloring of what it meant for Kanan to be who he is, and did it help fill the gap between season 1 and 2 for you?
I wish to God I had read this between season 1 and 2. I loved this. I'm loving this series. It's not over yet,
Yeah, it was fun. It
and
was fun.
it's quick. It's quick.
Yeah, yeah. There's no downtime. There's no slow burn. It's just like one moment he's training as his Padawan, the next he's training under a uh Han Solo. What kind of character?
Yeah. The oh God, I forgot his
God,
name.
me too.
Uh, but I did not. The one thing that bothered me, and I know that this predates Bad Batch, but it contradicts what we saw as Order 66 for Caleb Doom.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Did you watch the Bad Batch series?
Yes, and I
Okay.
was I was referencing images in my head, but I haven't watched it enough to remember how it went shot for shot. Pun intended.
Well, Bad Batch weren't even in it. They were a major part. Um, Caleb actually had gone off to try to find reinforcements, and he came back with the Bad Batch.
That's right.
And when Order 66 happened, Bad Batch, since they are faulty
Yeah,
clones,
yeah.
they did not. It didn't click with them to obey it. The chip didn't go off in their head, with the exception of Crosshair.
Yes.
So they actually Hunter was and Crosshair tried to track down the boy. Hunter allowed him to escape. Wrecker didn't have a problem with it either. His Order 66 didn't kick in until later on, where he almost killed Omega. Um, but there was no mention whatsoever about Bad Batch in this comic book, which, like I said, way predates the Bad Batch.
That's funny how we just got the release of a comic book with Bad Batch for the first time
Yeah.
this past week, and here we are talking about it.
Now I can't fault the comic book for this because Bad Batch wasn't around when they wrote it, but I
Yeah.
can fault um, the Bad Batch animated series for changing what was theoretically canon.
Yeah. Yeah, because in the story here, his master's like, run,
Yeah.
and he knew that she was gonna die.
Oh, the first
Uh,
time that she ever lied to me.
yes, but I ran anyway. He said. So yeah, I mean, after that, he tries to hide. He's experiencing life for the first time, not in the war,
Hmm.
and how to survive, not just
And no matter how much you think you can trust somebody, you can't. I
yeah.
mean, even his quote unquote friend, he feels like turned on him, and like, okay, there's a limit to how much we're actually friends.
Yeah, it's a rough existence, man.
Yeah. Um, I love how they incorporated the Obi-Wan changing of the distress signal to warn Jedi off.
Yep. Which he discovers too the hard way was
As he's
he shows up there to Coruscant.
yeah coming out of hyperspace, like crap.
Yep. Um, but yeah, I mean, he got that ship because he just randomly stole it from the what is the word I'm thinking of? What is Han Solo?
Smuggler, scoundrel,
Yeah, smuggler, scoundrel. Anyway, this
pirate. Little Hondo will knock out there.
yes, which Rich got his Hondo's signature. So
Oh yes, thank you so much. Look, they look
yeah,
great.
oh yeah, it's cool. Um, but yeah, so what happens after? So he gets to Coruscant. He's like, oh shit.
And he's able to get away from them, and he says, I can't go here, I can't go here, I can't go any place that I would normally go.
Oh yeah.
The only
Yep.
place I can go is where they wouldn't expect me to go, back to that same planet.
And that leads. This has all been a flashback,
Yes.
because current day, him and his crew are going to this planet,
Hmm.
and that's what
To pick up
started.
supplies to drop off at whatever the name of the town is on Lothal as
Yeah.
humanitarian supplies.
Um. So yeah. So eventually they do get there, and it's been raided. Supplies aren't in the crates anymore,
Nope. But the empty
and
crates are left there.
right, and they run into
So
the smugglers. Like
it's the governor of the area, but he's the same species.
right, and there's a lot of history between the smuggler, him, and Kanan.
Hmm.
But Kanan's like, it's been so long. I changed my hair. They probably won't recognize me.
He doesn't.
Right. There's one point where he walks in and he's like, he asks if you're somebody. I don't know. There was a conversation. I'm trying to recall it. Forgive me.
Between whom and whom?
Between Kanan and that governor. And he's like, how do you know that name? Or something like that.
No, that wasn't the governor.
It wasn't the governor. Okay.
No, that was the other smuggler.
Same
That
species, though.
same species, right?
Okay.
That was the guy that he was in a fight with. Where
Oh,
Kanan jumped as a little kid, came down like, "Hey, I just saved you." No, you
yeah.
didn't. You ruined my negotiation.
That's right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Um, so I think he recognized him, right?
Yeah. Well,
Or
no,
it
he
comes
didn't.
out in conversation, or
Nobody recognized him.
okay.
No, he just says like, "How do you know that name?" Because he called him his old master friend, whatever his name. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, I ran into him on such planet. He mentioned you. He called you something, and some derogatory term. Uh, I take
Oh,
it
that's
that's
right.
not a good thing."
Yeah.
But the governor winds up saving him there at the end, and uh, says, "Look, you guys obviously are not smugglers, okay? But I can see that you are handy with other things, and I don't like the way the Empire is, basically. So This between you, me, and the fence post, you can count me as an ally. And this is kind of like the beginnings of the rebellion, if you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's how you would imagine it started bubbling up, like, little faulty alliances here and there to
Mhm.
start like that
The
until,
emperor controlling everybody with an iron fist, which is what they said in the scroll work in the beginning of each one of the issues.
yeah, yeah.
The episode where he gets his own ship, the Escape, I loved how they had the separatist general also living, you know, an alternate reality, personality
Oh,
reality to try to make his way in this new galaxy. Um, but he actually does do a noble deed. Like, all right, fine, let's try to save this kid. It's the right thing to do. Um, it shows that on both sides, the separatists and the Grand Army of the Republic, there were good people. They were both being manipulated into thinking that they were on the side of right and the opposition was evil.
I would argue that's the case with most wars.
No, our side is always good in those.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Um, um,
That was really cool to see, though. That I forget his name too. The devil guy, who
yeah,
in the earlier issues was clearly an enemy of them, but now is just like, eh, I'm trying to make ends meet too.
yeah, but as he was abandoning the planet in the first issue, though, he said, "Let's see how well you like being ruled by the evil Republic."
Which I think it's referenced maybe like two times later. Like, listen, I don't. It doesn't matter to me who's like ruling me. Someone's ruling me, if whether it's this or this.
Mhm.
So that was interesting.
But I mean, this is even touched on in the Clone Wars, where Padme goes to her friend who's in the Separatist Senate, and she's hearing all the people saying, "Oh, the Republic did this, and the Republic did this, and they just want to do this, and we just want to have peace and security for our system," and how they were just being manipulated by um, not only Palpatine but Dooku.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I see so much of Ezra's personality in a young Caleb Doom, though.
Yeah. Oh, I almost misspoke there when on the last thing I was saying. Like, I almost said Ezra, but it's Caleb Dune.
Hmm.
So that's very valid and um fun writing. He's almost a father figure or older brother figure to him. So it would make sense that it kind of he ushers that kind of development in Ezra.
And it also showed, pardon me, where he got the holocron from Master Belova.
Yeah.
She was telling him to use that to seek some of the answers that he kept questioning. And he got into an argument there saying, "How can you question the judgment of the Jedi Council?" And she said, "Look, don't you question things all the time?" And he's like, "Look, I'm looking for answers, but if they give me the answer, I'm not going to question it."
Hmm.
And she said, "No, you need to question everything. Don't think things at face value. You should always in your search with your heart to know if it's right or wrong." She was the perfect master for him.
Well, and she said that's why I chose you as my Padawan
Hmm.
because you were always asking questions and like trying to figure out why, basically.
Hmm.
You didn't just fall in line. So, yeah, it's true.
So, do you want to give any type of score for the first 6 issues? Or do you want to wait for all 12,
We can give a score. That's fine with me.
like a mid-semester report card?
Yeah.
Who's going first, you or me?
I'll go first. I'll give it a 7.5.
I'm going 8.5.
Wow.
I
Okay.
really, really am enjoying this. And you know what's funny? As much as I love Star Wars and as much as I love comics, I never read Star Wars comics. And I think I need to change that.
You know, I think I'm in the same boat with you. I think this is my first Star Wars comics that I've read. But it was good, man. I really enjoyed it.
So we did read Heir to the Empire, but that's a book.
That's true.
Well, a comic book adaptation of the book.
That's true.
I enjoyed this more than Heir to the Empire. I know that's going to freak out a lot of people. I'm sorry, but
This was fun and like swashbuckling.
yes,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like it was just very like let's have this adventure.
I mean, do you remember like the Nightcrawler miniseries from Nightcrawler from the X Men? Yeah, Swashbuckler. Yes, yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, highly recommended. I'm very excited for the second half.
yes,
Uh, Speaking of which, what are
yeah.
we reading this week? Well, it's the second half, issues 7 through 12.
And
The fourth, fifth
third, fourth. It's fourth
of Einfeld Gang, Enfield,
massacre. Enfield
Enfield
Gang
Gang
massacre.
Massacre. Woo!
Yes,
Enfield
because
Gang Massacre.
yeah, because when I was asking you the other day before you replied back saying that it's releasing on the 12th, I looked it up and I could read number 3, and I started. I'm like, no, I read that one already, and 3 was the newest issue, so 4 is coming.
Okay. So, issue number 4 of the Enfield Gang Massacre. Curious to see uh, where things go after they did the maneuver where everybody
Mhm.
got shot, and then um, the gang brought out a mobile Gatling gun and you know fended off Sam Elliott and his crew and
Off the
rode off
ridge, yeah,
rode off into the distance. And we have the ex-sheriff just starting to snoop around. Something doesn't smell right.
right. This is a 5-issue series, right?
I think it's 6. Enfield 6.
Okay, so then we're probably not gonna have. If it were, I think in a series like this, you get the reveal of who the bad guy is, or who in in the penultimate episode or issue, and
Yeah.
then in 6 is how they resolve it. So
Yeah.
I don't think that we're going to find out. We're going to get some more clues. I think the sheriff is going to get closer and more involved, and I think we're probably going to see a few more deaths. So this way we hate the guy more. So
Yeah. That's probably a good forecast. All right.
that's it, sir. We are done with this back issue book club, and I'm so glad you were able to remote in from Rhode Island.
Yeah. Sorry, it's a little bit of a short episode, but um,
But I mean, I can see, from the camera angle, you can see the entire state from there.
yeah.
That's Rhode Island.
Providence.
That's it.
I mean, it was 40 miles from the southwestern tip to 2/3 up to the capital in Providence, 2/3 of the state.
Mm.
So it's tiny.
It is a very small state, but it's a very scenic state.
Yeah, I was surprised. Providence it seems pretty blue collar. I don't know. I always equated Northeast with like Cape Cod, old money kind of stuff.
Massachusetts,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Connecticut,
yeah.
good places in Connecticut, not like Bridgeport.
We drove through Stamford.
Hmm.
Um, Saw a big WWE building HQ there.
Yeah, I know where it is.
So
A lot of college towns in the
yeah,
Northeast. Yeah,
yeah,
but you get more blue collar once you hit more like Vermont, New Hampshire.
yeah.
So
There's just
we're
like
up in.
a lot of railroad tracks and
Mhm.
rusty overpasses and
It's that salt water in the air that rusts everything real quick.
yeah. Yeah, that's why I got
Um,
to come inside quickly.
all right, guys, I'm gonna let you bring us home, sir.
Okay, thank you guys. Please don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave a comment. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave a comment wherever you listen to this podcast. It would be really cool.
Yes,
Um,
please.
Patreon.com/Team Ohana, where you can get this podcast very, very early compared to the public. You can also We also take suggestions from there, a priority over general suggestions about what to do the podcast on. And if we have new ideas, we workshop them kind of over there with when we do our monthly meetups, in which you get free comic books from me. I'll ship them to you every 3 months. Um, we had a great set of pulls last week. Spider-Man #1,
Uh,
the
yeah,
McFarlane book,
yeah.
and then another Spider-Man McFarlane 306 is,
Hmm.
I think, the Action Comics homage.
Yeah.
So those are cool books, at least $20 each. So there's that. We're doing a Loki watch along right now. It's really been very cool. A nice breath of fresh air for the MCU, I think. Um,
In my opinion, as much as I loved Loki season 1, I'm liking late season 2 better. It's good. Did
it,
you watch this
it's
week's?
I did watch this week. Yeah.
Oh man, you do not need endless action
No.
to draw me in. And these episodes are long too.
Yeah, but they don't feel they
Yeah,
go.
it's like 50 minutes go by faster than 10 minutes of Miss Marvel or 1 minute of Secret Invasion. So, jeez.
Yeah, it's been really good. So, we'll do our watch alongs where I'll put a timer up on the video,
Mhm.
and you can sync your copy of the show and play it when we start the clock, and it's like we're watching together.
Yeah.
Um, on New Comic Book Day, if you end up winning the raffle or the random comment picker, instead of choosing 2 books, you get to choose 3 out of the 4. So that's pays for the membership right there.
Yep.
Uh, Anything else?
Well, we got the Etsy shop, but we're still working on something else to make things a little bit easier to streamline, where people can get some T-shirts and merch.
Yes.
Uh,
Yep. Stay tuned for those channel updates. I would say probably
yes.
in the near future. But until we see you guys in the next one, mahalo. You have to do it.
Oh, you didn't